Hello and welcome to our 10 Steps to Starting a Business seminar hosted by Idea Square One. Before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge the lands which constitute the present-day city of Mississauga as being part of the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Huron-Wendat, and Wyandot nations. We recognize these peoples and their ancestors as peoples who inhabited these lands since time immemorial. The city of Mississauga is home to many global Indigenous peoples. As a municipality, the city of Mississauga is actively working towards reconciliation by confronting our past and our present, providing space for Indigenous peoples within their territory, to recognize and uphold their treaty rights, and to support Indigenous peoples. We formally recognize the Anishinaabe origins of our name and continue to make Mississauga a safe space for all Indigenous peoples. A little bit about us. So Idea Square One is your central resource for small business information and guidance. We are a one-stop shop to assist with starting, scaling, or purchasing a business, and we currently provide resources both online and in person by appointment from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We provide assistance with business information and guidance, webinars and workshops like the one you're in today, resources and tools, as well as a plethora of training, mentorship, and entrepreneurship programs. Now, what are some of these programs, you might ask? Well, first and foremost, one of our services is our business advisory service. Listed for you are some of the ways in which we provide general advisory on areas such as operations, sales, and digital marketing. And if you're someone that's looking to start a business, scale an existing one, or perhaps purchase one, we welcome any and all inquiries in this area. Who are some of the people you might meet as part of the business advisory services? Well, Susan Lovelace is a phenomenal business consultant on our team. Not only has she started and scaled 2 successful Domino's locations, she's also been instrumental in helping the businesses here in Mississauga scale. Likewise, Nicole Barker is another phenomenal business consultant on our team. She has extensive experience within the entrepreneurial community, having scaled her very own personal services business before traveling the world and returning to help her local community. And last but not least, my name is Xenia Desai. I am a small business and entrepreneurship advisor here at Idea Square One, and I assist businesses in their ideation stage to help them build a strong foundation for success. Susan Lovelace will also be your lovely presenter for today. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Summer Company is one of our phenomenal programs that we offer. It's perfect for individuals who are 15 to 29 years of age looking to start their business. This program provides free training and business mentorship and the opportunity to apply for up to a $3,000 grant, and typically applications open up in February of each year. Likewise, Starter Company Plus is a great program for anyone over the age of 18 looking to start, scale, or purchase a business. This program also provides free training and business skills development with the opportunity to apply for up to a $5,000 grant. Typically, applications open up in July of each year. Digital Main Street is fantastic for anyone with a brick and mortar location looking to enhance their online presence of the business. Our experts provide guided one-on-one assistance, and there is also an opportunity for up to a $2,500 grant to transform your business online. And last but not least, our Step Up program is a 6-month competitive program for innovative and inclusive companies that are really looking to grow and overcome common entrepreneurship challenges. As part of this program, you'll have the opportunity to attend workshops, connect with experienced mentors in the field, as well as pitch your business idea to investors. Typically, applications for a Step Up program opens up in late summertime. And now, where does all this good stuff happen? Idea Square One is located in central downtown Mississauga, inside the Square One Shopping Center, and we are a one-stop shop for startups, scale-ups, corporate leaders, and investors to collaborate and grow together. Memberships can be applied for online with a pitch deck, and as a member of the community here at Idea Square One, you'll have the opportunity to host meetings, attend workshops, and showcase your innovations to the Mississauga community. To stay up to date with our events, please do check out ideamississauga.ca. We would love to see you at our workshops, and many of our events are both in person and hybrid. It's a great way to meet people and to learn something new. Likewise, please do consider subscribing to our newsletter, as we're always sure to share any new funding opportunities, any new programs, and any fun happenings within the entrepreneurial community. So a great resource to stay up to date. And to summarize, again, Idea Square One is here to help you and your business succeed. We are here for your support and for your success. Please don't hesitate to contact us at idea@mississauga.ca via our phone lines or via our website. We are here and we look forward to any and all inquiries you may have about starting a business. So, without further ado, I will pass it off to Susan Lovelace, who will get started. And before I do so, we just want to say a big thank you for your time here today, and we hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Zunia. And thank you to Nicole for manning the chat today. So you want to start a business. Well, you're in good company. Each year, close to 100,000 new businesses are started in Canada. Small business is big business, and it accounts for close to 50% of all jobs created. In this 1-hour seminar, I will be highlighting the key steps and considerations you will need to prepare for starting and operating your own business. Anyone considering a new business should use a self-assessment tool, and this is available on the BDC website. You can use this to determine how many entrepreneurial attributes you have. Every entrepreneur has weaknesses and strengths, and knowing what these are can give you a framework for the guidance you need and the coaching required to help you realize your full potential. One of my main weaknesses when I started out was my lack of organizational skills and my unwillingness to delegate work. I had some great mentors who helped me understand that these weaknesses were creating problems in my business and setting me up for burnout. I took a course in time management that really helped me. I hired a bookkeeper, and my bookkeeper helped me get all my paperwork in order. Delegating work was very difficult, and I must say for 24 years, I really struggled with this. I rarely had anyone else do the food order or schedule, and if they did, I had to double check it for accuracy. So some of these weaknesses we may not be able to overcome. Being your own boss can be rewarding, but it's not for everyone. You need to understand the benefits and challenges of entrepreneurship and to learn about your chances for success. If you're thinking of starting a business, it's important to understand that in very early stages of your business, you may have to wear several hats. Not only are you the business owner and the owner operator, you also have to be your marketing manager, your sales rep, customer service, IT support, and in some cases, the janitor. You can't always afford to hire people to do these jobs for you. So it is important to ensure that you identify and evaluate your skills and the skills necessary to operate your business, and whether you can delegate to others areas where you may be weak. Consider the following traits common to many entrepreneurs. Number one, you have support of family and friends, and this is vital and may actually require a family meeting to discuss the effect of the new business on the family. Number two, long work hours. This is something you have to get used to. If you've come from a 9-to-5 world, get ready for a complete shift in your work week and realize that weekends and nights may be the norm, especially in the beginning. I, for one, didn't have a weekend off for 5 years when I started my business. Number three, fluctuations in income. A regular paycheck is something you won't be able to depend on. I had budgeted in the beginning that my business probably wouldn't have made any money for about 9 months. I unfortunately took over a bankrupt store, so I had some added challenges. I had put away enough money to live on for the first 9 months, and I also had a contingency plan in place if I didn't do well after that time. Number four, dedication to achieving a long-term goal. Most businesses take time to be successful, 1 year to 5 years, and this is going to depend on the type of business you open. And number five, lastly, and the most important, you need to learn to overcome rejection. Not everybody wants to do business with you. I love the Walt Disney example. He was actually fired from the Kansas City Star in 1919 because his editor said he lacked imagination and didn't have any good ideas. So, step number one. So, now that you've decided to start a new business, you'll need to spend some time developing your idea. One of the greatest advantages of being an entrepreneur is being able to work on something that interests you and that you're passionate about. Unfortunately, this passion doesn't always translate into profits. So step number one, choosing a business idea. I can't tell you whether your business is a good idea, since really, my opinion doesn't matter. All businesses start with an idea. You will need to demonstrate that you have done the research and understand your business concept and your target market. Here are three things that you should consider about your business idea. Is it original? And does it solve a problem? Is it already available in the market? A strong business idea may capture what we call a niche market and be more profitable than competing with others who sell a similar product or service. Are people willing to pay for your product or service? A great idea can only translate into a successful business if people are willing to pay for your product or service. So consider talking to people other than your friends and family and complete a survey to get some feedback. This is something you can do, and you can add this to the appendix of your business plan. Are there any government or industry restrictions or expectations that could limit you? So before you move ahead with your business idea, you may want to check to see if there's any regulations that could prevent the sale of your proposed product or service or the operation of your business. I'll give you a perfect example. One of my clients imported all of his machinery from China, and when he was inspected before opening, none of his machinery met the ESA approval, and he was not allowed to open his store. So it's important to take the time to honestly evaluate your business idea to ensure that it's right for you and will appeal and be of interest to your prospective customers. Business ideas come from many sources. One of them is market gaps. So this is basically an opportunity to offer something that customers want, but businesses are not currently providing. Great example, Uber Eats. Uber Eats saw an opportunity to deliver food for restaurants, and we know how well they're doing. Business ideas reapplied. Again, I go back to Walt Disney. Walt Disney, who was visiting Tivoli Gardens, it was one of Europe's oldest amusement parks, when he realized that he could create something bigger, something better in California. Great entrepreneurs find new business ideas by paying attention to opportunities in everyday life. Another one, and very popular, is applying your own expertise. One of the most common business ideas that I see is people who have left a position that they've worked at for a number of years and now they're doing contract work as a consultant. If you are interested in being a consultant, we actually have a recorded webinar on our website, and the entire presentation is on how to start. Solving a problem. This is another common business idea our office sees from our clients. Many times people will come in and tell us they're having difficulty finding something for a relative or for their child, and they decide to make the product and develop it. And lastly, products or services that make life easier for people. Lots of examples of this: senior support services, cleaning ladies, people are providing HR services. So lots of ideas here for you to explore. Step two, research, research, research. And I say this 3 times because it is so important. And it's one of the things that a lot of businesses don't do enough of. Successful businesses have extensive knowledge of their customers and their competitors. Market research, I'm going to define it for you, is the process of gathering information which will make you more aware of who your target customers will be and how the people you hope to sell to will react to your current or potential products or services. Quite a mouthful, but market research can help you develop a marketing plan and prepare your business to sell your product or service. Successful businesses have extensive knowledge of their customers and their competitors. Look at successful businesses like Tim Hortons and McDonald's. They know their customers. They spend thousands, millions of dollars on market research to find out what new products to offer to the market. So before you begin selling your product or service, you should know who you're selling to. If you haven't done that and you don't know who your competition is or what the market trends are, you are likely to be all things to all people and may end up with a product nobody likes or a service that doesn't meet anyone's needs. So there are some amazing online resources through the library that you are able to access anytime 24/7 with your library card. All you have to do is use the last four digits of your phone number as your password. You will find the following. One of my favorites, LinkedIn Learning. Amazing. You will find everything you need to know. There's videos, there's industry experts talking about all kinds of businesses, and it's totally free. We also have Canada Business, or the library has Canada Business Online and the Scots Directory. Both of these directories are very helpful in you looking for your competition or possible suppliers, or being able to reach out to other business owners that you could do business with. So you need to understand your customers and you need to understand the competition. So what does the marketplace look like and what are the trends in the industry? So for every type of business, there's going to be some form of competition. There's really no such thing as there's no competition. I'm the only one making this. There's always someone out there who's making something similar. So when you're looking at your competitors, look at your direct competitors first. So these are people that offer the same or very similar product or services that you do. And then there's indirect competitors. They offer the product or service. It satisfies the consumer's needs, but may be offered in a different way. So for me, pretty simple to figure out. And when I opened my business, pretty simple to figure out that my direct competition was other fast food retail pizza stores. I also found there was also a big competitor in the frozen food section at the local supermarket. So it's important to spend the time to conduct proper research about your competitors as they will likely impact your sales and position in the marketplace. Furthermore, you should also conduct research on the industry you're entering and include all of this in your business plan. So, what are the trends? What is the consumer behavior on buying your product or service? So, I knew pretty much when my business would increase based on past sales and certain days of the week and special holidays and sports events. So, if you do have a seasonal effect to your business, especially if you're in the retail business, you're going to know when those peaks are, especially around holiday season. So that way you know how to staff. So, what does the future look like for your industry? And that is something you really need to look at. We talk about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and this is something you would list in your business plan. But you want to know whether your business is going to thrive. What does it look like, or is it going to become obsolete? Perfect example of this is the one-time use plastic knives and forks and one-time use products. They're being banned. So what if that's the product you're making? What are you going to do? Well, you're going to have to pivot your business and go into production of something else. So market research should be an essential part of your startup process and is critical, not just when you start, but it has to be ongoing if you want to be successful. So every large business conducts market research regularly to ensure their continued success. I had come up with some very inventive ways to find my customers. Recycling day was a huge opportunity because I used to go door knocking. So one of the things I would do was look in the recycling boxes. And if I saw lots of competitors' pizza boxes, I knew this was a customer that I wanted. I knocked on the door. I offered them a coupon. If they still said they didn't want to try my pizza, I'd give them a gift certificate for a free pizza. And you'd be surprised at the number of customers that would order from me. Now, I realize that many of you may not be able to look in your customer's garbage to find out if they're your customer, but I'm sure you can find out or find creative ways to find your potential customers. So, for example, attending a home show. as a vendor. So the majority of attendees are looking for ways to improve their home. So if you're a renovator or a builder that supplies sunrooms or possibly interlock driveways, you may find a number of customers want to hire you by attending this show. Step number 3, understanding regulations and licenses. A lot of people get very confused with step 3, but it isn't complicated and we're really happy to help you. So business licenses and permits are different from a business registration. A business license is a local business requirement that is issued to certain types of businesses in a city or municipality. A business license requires the business to meet certain local business standards, but does not usually require an inspection. In comparison, permits may be issued for physical infrastructure, such as building or renovations, and normally require an inspection. Licenses may be issued for the business or the person selling the product or services, or the products or services themselves. If licensing is required, it is typical for reasons of public health and safety. So believe it or not, most retail and small service businesses do not require this type of license. So how do you find out if you need a license or permit? Well, there's an amazing website and it's called BizPal. It's the place to start to identify potential permits and licenses. It is a customized list of potential permits and licenses from different levels of government that you may need to operate your business. It is a free resource, and if you struggle at all, please contact us because we can help you with this as well. You can also contact the licensing department for the city of Mississauga, or you can call 311 for assistance. Just so you know, permitting can be a very long process, so make sure you apply early. As a business owner, you are responsible for knowing what licenses and permits are required for your business. So if you're unsure if your business requires a license or a permit, you can use the services of BizPal for free and contact the business licensing department at your municipality for additional assistance. Also, you should be aware of zoning regulations related to where your business is going to be located. So before you sign a lease, make sure you have the proper zoning. If not, you will have to go to the Committee of Adjustment for a variance, and there is no guarantee that your proposed use will be approved, and you also have to pay for this. So best to do your research. Step number 4, when you start working on your cash flow forecast, you will be able to determine how many people you need based on your volume. You will need to look at the seasonality of your business. So for example, if you plan on offering a catering business, you will need to probably have some contract or temp staff available for special events. Your labor costs will be anywhere between 18 to 25%. Again, this depends on the type of business and also your overhead costs. You can find some really helpful formulas online for calculating your staffing needs. Many of you are probably solopreneurs and are planning on hiring or not at a later date. Planning the time this will happen should be reflected in your cash flow forecast. What obligations and guidelines should you be aware of before hiring employees? Well, there's a lot. So before hiring employees, you must be aware of human rights guidelines, employment regulations, and pay equity. So ensure that your interviewing and hiring practices are fair and not discriminatory. Once you've hired an employee, the following should also be completed. You need to complete an employee file and keep a record of their employment history. You need to verify their social insurance number, and you also have to have the employee fill out tax forms for payroll purposes. You will also need to become familiar with the Employment Standards Act, which you will find online. This act establishes employee standards that employers must follow to ensure fair treatment of employees. They cover vacation pay, pregnancy leave, parental leave, public holidays, minimum wage, overtime, hours of work. Ideas suggests the following online resources for additional information. There's some great information on canadabusiness.ca. They have a whole section on hiring employees, hiring requirements. Also, the Ontario, as I mentioned, Employment Standards Act, you will find that online at ontario.ca. So, what payroll deductions am I required to collect? Well, under federal law, most employers are required to collect, remit, and report the following payroll deductions: employment insurance premiums, Canada Pension Plan, and contributions to personal income tax. And you will need to open a payroll account if you plan on hiring employees and remit your deductions. And you can do this by contacting CRA, and there's also a 1-800 number. There's also certain reports that you need to complete once you've hired an employee. And again, I won't go through all the details for this, but T4 slips, record of employment if they leave, and you have to realize that these things are have to be done on a timely basis. So again, there's a wonderful employer's guide online at CRA, and also a number you can call when you're filling out a record of employment. For anyone planning to hire independent contractors instead of employees, this is something a lot of people do because it's easier. You will need to understand the relationship. They will provide specific services to support your business and are free to have other clients, as well as a flexible schedule and work location. They should have their own insurance. That's very important, and you make sure you check it. And they will invoice you for their services. And you should also have a legal contract with them defining the relationship. Step number 5, we're halfway there. Choosing your business location. So it's important that you understand how much space you really need. So identify the number of square feet and ask yourself the question, can I operate from home? And again, you need to check online. City of Mississauga has some really helpful information on the website on what types of businesses that can be operated from home. And there are huge advantages, obviously, from from working from home, but you have to remember there's also a lot of challenges. So interruptions, inability to accommodate equipment. You may not have proper internet connection, bylaws, insurance, legal or health restrictions. So you really do need to check with zoning if you plan to operate a home-based business, as many homes do not allow business use. Will you need a storefront? So there's a lot of things to consider. You need to have proper zoning. You need to do a study on the demographics of your population, traffic patterns. You can actually get these from MTO. They'll tell you how many cars drive by that intersection. And also your existing competition. And there's some information online that can help you with that as well through the library. Anyone interested in this, please contact me and I can show you how that works. Should you buy or lease? This will depend on your finances. Sometimes regulations will impact your location, so you need to check city bylaws first. The location of your business can affect the success or failure, especially if your business requires foot traffic. So make sure you do your research first and know what you really need. Many people think they need more than they actually do when they get started. You may want a really large office, a store or restaurant, but it may not be realistic in the beginning. So prove the business model first, then increase the size of your facility if needed. It's less risky. So please remember that a commercial lease is a legal contract and there is no government body to help in case of a dispute. IDEA highly recommends that you consult with a lawyer before signing any commercial lease, as a lease can hold you personally responsible for items such as rent, renovations, and damages. Also, what a lot of our clients consider are co-working spaces. These are shared spaces available in Mississauga, and this is an alternative to a home-based business. And we at IDEA actually have a co-working space as well. Step number 6, I've been talking about it, but this is developing your business plan. A business plan is a written document that outlines key information about what the business is, who the key management and staff are, even if it's just you, the owner, and how you plan to sell your products and services, and shows how you plan to make money. A business plan is a management tool that will help business owners decide what they want to achieve from the business, what it will look like in 3 to 5 years, and what steps and resources are necessary for the long-term success of the business. If you're seeking financing to start your business through loans, grants, subsidies, angel investors, a business plan is critical. So, if you're looking for sample business plans, I would encourage you to use the Gale Virtual Library. This is one of the e-resources I mentioned that the library has, totally free with your library card. You will find hundreds of sample business plans that can help you understand how a business plan should be written and can even give you some marketing ideas that you may not have thought of. A business plan should outline your short-term 1 year and long-term goals, which is 3 to 5 years. So for example, a short-term goal may be that you want to increase traffic to your company website. A long-term goal might be that you plan to move from a home-based business to a retail location or to introduce a product or a service. Identify your target customers, market, and pricing strategies. This is a very important piece of your business plan. Also, confirm your competitive environment. Who's out there? Who are your competitors and how can you compete? Are there any weaknesses that they have that you may be able to find some sort of opportunity? How much money will you need to start and operate your business? Really important. All of these decisions are going to improve your ability to manage your business. The business plan process forces you to think about your business in a realistic way, and it helps you manage the operations. Your business plan will usually have key sections. Number one is the executive summary. This is the summary of the reasons if you're seeking financing, they would be in there, together with a summary of the business operations. It's usually written last because it's basically the Coles Notes of your business plan, and it should only be 1 to 2 pages. The business overview, very important. This is a description of your business, your products and your services, and where you stand in the marketplace. So there's also a competitive analysis here and what we call a SWOT analysis. So the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of your competition and your business. Sales and marketing plan. The sales and marketing strategies that you will be using to target your customers. And then we have an operating plan, and this is basically a description of your business operations. Human resources, details on your key staff, HR, policies and procedures, and if it's just you, you're still going to have this section. Action plan. These are the planned actions of your business over the next 2 to 3 years. These are milestones, goals you set for yourself that you want to achieve that's going to improve your business. And then the financial appendix, the facts and figures that back up what you say in your plan. These include your projected cash flow statement, profit and loss forecast, and sales forecast. Lenders and funders will want to see 1 full year of financial projections and often require 3. You will find numerous business plan templates online, and if you're applying for a loan, most institutions will provide you with their template, and it probably makes sense to use theirs. Step number 7, determining your financing options. So there are loans. There are a number of loan options out there. Best place to start is your local bank because you are their customer and they know you and they have a financial history on record. Most banks have the Canada Small Business Financing Program, and you can find all the details on how this program works online. This program makes it easier for businesses to get loans by sharing the risk with lenders. There's also the Futurepreneur program, and this is a program for 18 to 39-year-olds providing financing and mentorship. They will provide up to $60,000 in financing and a mentor for 2 years. They also have a side hustle program available where they will lend you up to $15,000, and this is collateral-free financing. Another option, angel investors. These are individuals that provide capital for businesses or startups, usually in exchange for stock options or ownership equity. We also have venture capitalists, and this is a form of private equity financing that is provided by venture capitalist firms to fund startups and early stage and emerging companies who have demonstrated high growth potential. For anyone looking to hire anyone, there are wage subsidy programs. Just visit ontario.ca for details. We also have the Business Development Bank of Canada. We refer to them as BDC. They are a commercial bank offering long-term business financing, and they are owned by the Government of Canada. And they are mandated to help Canadian business through financing and growth, and they also provide advisory services. And of course, government grants. The best way to search for these is to go to ontario.ca and search government grants. When you're starting a business, you must be prepared to contribute some funds of your own, and most financial institutions are looking for up to 50%. This can depend on many factors that include the risk of the venture and the collateral that you are willing to put up as a security for the loan. In most cases, borrowing to buy equipment can be a lot easier since the bank will put a lien on the equipment you are purchasing. You may also ask for financial support from family and friends. If you have an innovative business and a strong business plan, you may be able to attract investors for your business. And the best way to find them is through networking and reaching out to innovation centers. If you're looking for a networking opportunity, the Mississauga Board of Trade has meetings once a month. They have events, and this is a really good place for you to network and grow your business. There is limited government funding available. It is usually focused on fixed assets or wage subsidies for new business. There are grants that are available for existing high growth types of businesses involved in research and development and hiring of staff. There are also government grant programs for young entrepreneurs, as mentioned earlier, through our Summer Company program. Step number 8, determining your business structure. A sole proprietor is the simplest and cheapest way to start a business, and that's why it's so popular. Unincorporated businesses, it's an unincorporated business owned and operated by one person. Owner has sole responsibility for making all the decisions, receives all the profits, also claims all the losses, and does not have a separate legal status. You can have employees and you can sign contracts. Partnership. This is an unincorporated business. It's owned and operated by 2 or more people. Partners are both individually and jointly responsible for the business. Each may contribute money, labor, property, or skills. You can have employees and sign contracts, but it is highly recommended that you have a partnership agreement. You should meet with a lawyer to discuss. A corporation refers to a business which is separate, incorporated entity with its own rights and responsibilities. It's a legal entity and it's separate from its owners and shareholders. It can be provincial or federal, and there really is no difference in taxes, but you have the ability to use your name and corporate status across Canada if you're federally incorporated. It's identified by a number of terms: limited, incorporated, corporation. Directors may be liable for government and due diligence obligations. You can have employees, you can sign contracts, but just remember, whatever structure you choose, this is going to depend on the research you've done to determine the best structure for you. Many business owners will start out as a sole proprietor first and then incorporate, as there are a number of advantages once their business starts to grow. So the Ontario Business Registry is a new registry, and it's amazing. It offers more than 90 online services to business and not-for-profit corporations. It replaces the outdated system that we used to have that was built in 1992, and it relied heavily on manually processing. Ontario's 2.5 million business entities can now interact digitally with the provincial government and experience services that are simpler, faster, and better. It has system access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You will get immediate fulfillment of documents, articles of incorporation, and profile reports. There is also a free search feature that allows anyone to search the registry for the business's information. Step number 9. You can register your business online, and if you're planning to incorporate, we recommend you see a lawyer first for support. As far as picking a name, a lot of business owners struggle with this, um, but I'm going to give you a few tips. You should select a name that helps people understand what services or products you offer and fits the business image of what you want to project. The name should be unique and separate you from the competition. Small businesses should try to avoid using abbreviations in the business name unless you have money for marketing to make it memorable. Remember, the type of business structure you choose will affect your business name. So, Ideas suggests the following online resources for additional information. It's on the Canada Business website, and they have a whole section on naming your business. As a sole proprietor or partnership, you can register online, very simple. It's $60 and you can do a name search, and that's $8. If you register online, it will take approximately 20 minutes to complete. A corporation, on the other hand, is registered by filing articles of incorporation. Corporations are usually filed online, but are also available in a paper format. You can operate a corporation using a unique number or selecting your own name for your business. You can register a corporation as a federal or provincial corporation, and fees start from $200. So what is the difference between federal and provincial? Well, federal incorporation allows you to do business in all provinces and territories using the same name. However, you might still need to register in specific provinces and or territories when you do business. Industry Canada has a lot more detail on federal incorporation. If you plan to do business in just one province, you might register only in that province, and the Ontario government has more detail on provincial incorporation. A corporation is a legal document, and as such, we are not, and government offices are not able to provide, um, well, we can provide limited guidance, but we're not able to provide the proper resources that you need. And that's why we suggest that you meet with an accountant or a lawyer. Recommended, but not mandatory. So if you decide to incorporate and you want to use a name instead of a number company, you need to perform what's called a nuance search. And this will show you a detailed list of businesses with identical or similar names as your proposed names. The cost is $20, and a copy of this report must be provided when you submit your incorporation name registration. Your articles of incorporation must be approved by the federal or provincial government, depending on the type of incorporation, before you can do business. All this information is available online. And I would suggest if you do need help with this, we do have a number of different service providers. Just contact our office and we can direct you to them. The number of sites that we have are through the Ontario Ministry of Consumer and Business Services. They may charge an extra fee, but they're going to help you do it right. So what is the difference between a business identification number, which is called a BIN, and a business number, which is a BN? So a BIN is assigned to your business name registration from the province of Ontario, while a BN is a federal numbering system that includes HST, payroll, GST, HST, payroll, and corporate income tax. So some other considerations. So there are many other considerations. In fact, there's probably more than 10 steps to starting a business. But here are a few things that need to be considered. Taxes. The type of business ownership you choose has significant implications on the way you report your income to CRA. Sole proprietors and general partnerships pay taxes by reporting income or loss on a T1 personal income tax and benefit form. Since an incorporation is a separate legal entity, it has to pay taxes on the income the business makes using a T2 income tax form. So what is HST? HST is short for Harmonized Sales Tax. Ontario has harmonized or blended the provincial sales tax with the federal goods and services tax, GST, to form HST. The 13% HST applies on the sale of most goods and services sold in Canada. So I get this question a lot. Do I need to register for and charge and pay HST? Registration for HST is optional only if your business revenue or gross sales are less than $30,000 over a 12-month period. However, if you do register to collect HST, you may be eligible for HST rebates and input tax credits. So what is a business number? A business number, which is a BN, is a 9-digit number, and this is assigned to your business from CRA when you register for your HST account. You can also use this number for payroll deductions, corporate taxes, importing, and exporting. It is free, and you can register online at CRA. IDEA also has 2 tax booklets available to you for sole proprietors and corporations. If you're interested, please contact us and we'd be happy to send you a copy. So what other taxes could I have to pay? So this isn't for a lot of you won't have to pay any of these taxes, but I'm just going to mention employer health tax, property tax, and payroll tax. So again, you should contact CRA or hire a tax professional if you're confused about taxes for your business. So what are input credits? I mentioned them earlier. So input credits allow business owners to recover part of the GST, HST paid on purchases or expenses related to your business activities. And this is why some businesses register for HST even when they're not over 30,000 because they're paying out all this HST, but you can't get it back unless you're registered. So these credits are counted against HST amounts you collect during each reporting period. You are only eligible to claim them if you are registered. So for example, you may be paying HST on rent and inventory, and you're collecting HST from your customers. So if you're paying HST quarterly, you will total the amount that you owe and subtract any business-related HST from this amount, and that's the amount that you would remit. IDEA suggests that you visit the CRA website for additional information on input tax credits, business and professional income, and they also offer a guide on charging and collecting sales tax. Now, as far as record keeping goes, bookkeeping and accounting are essential for running your business. So you can hire an accountant for your business, or you can do the bookkeeping yourself. If you visit LinkedIn Learning, you will find a course on QuickBooks. I highly recommend it. A lot of my clients have taken this course and are now doing most of their bookkeeping. Once again, all these resources are free and available with your library card. So why do we have to keep our records organized? Well, keeping detailed records can help you plan for the future of your business. It can also help you track and compare past and present financial positions. And it's also required because if the Canada Revenue Agency decides to audit your business, they will expect to see all of these records in an organized manner. What types of records should I keep? Well, by law, a business owner must keep all business records, both paper and electronic, in Canada or make them available in Canada at the government's request. It is recommended that you keep all records of your commercial activity. So some examples include paper, electronic receipts, detail of expenses and sales, payroll details, and taxes that have been paid and collected. So how long do you have to keep these records? Well, all records and supporting documents used to determine your tax obligations and entitlements need to be kept for 6 years from the end of the last tax year to which they relate. Privacy and security. So when collecting information from customers, you need to tell them why you are collecting it and be sure to get their consent for any additional uses, such as mailing lists or promotions. You should only collect information that you need to carry out your business activities. The Personal Information Process and Electronic Documents Act applies to Canadian businesses and organizations that collect, use, or disclose any personal information in the course of doing business. Under this act, you need to make sure the information collected is stored securely. And this is simply, locking up your filing cabinets or password protecting your computer. You just need to remember that all of your employees' records and clients' records need to be um, locked up and not available for anyone to view. So having a sound privacy policy can improve the reputation of your business and help build a better relationship with your customers. So if you're looking for more information, go to the Office of Privacy Commission of Canada for more information. If your business has employees, you must tell them that you're collecting this personal information. Whatever information you're collecting should be collected using fair and lawful means and used only as stated to your employees. Remember, employees' personal information needs to be accurate, complete, and up to date. So you need to periodically check with your employees to make sure that their file is correct. I'm sure we're all familiar with CASL. This is the Canada Anti-Spam legislation. So if you plan to use digital marketing, and I'm sure you mostly will, as part of your marketing activities, you need to be aware of CASL. This legislation came effect in July in 2014. This law generally prohibits the sending of commercial electronic messages without the recipient's consent, including messages to email addresses, social networking accounts, and text messages sent to a cell phone. So for more information on this, go to fightspam.gc.ca. Insurance. So one consideration is to look at business insurance. It can be critical to saving money and ensuring that you get the protection your business needs. So the possible types of insurance include property and liability, stock or equipment coverage, business interruption, errors and omissions, malpractice insurance, life and disability insurance, and company vehicle insurance. Entrepreneurs often don't get enough insurance if you underestimate the value of your assets or you don't have the right coverage. It can cost you and your business. Not having proper insurance can expose you, your family, and your employees to financial hardship if you're disabled or lose your life. It is best to meet with an insurance broker to determine what type of insurance you will need. Always get more than one quote and revisit your coverage if your business changes significantly because you may need more coverage. Workplace Safety and Insurance Board, WSIB. If you're planning to hire employees, you need to register with WSIB. This will ensure that you are protected in event of any employee accidents. They provide no fault collective liability insurance and access to industry-specific health and safety information. You can contact WSIB. They're very helpful. You can go online to wsib.on.ca. And lastly, environmental considerations. Ensuring your business operates in an environmentally friendly manner is not only good for the environment, but can also reduce your business costs, can also increase efficiency, and can help you build a strong relationship in the community, demonstrating that you are making efforts to save the environment. Living green is extremely important, and we actually have information on our website about this. And you can go to mississauga.ca, Living Green. Step 10 is the final step, and probably the most important one. You've done your research, you've written your business plan, and if needed, you have secured financing. It's time to launch your business. And I have given you an awful lot of information in a very short period of time, but just remember, IDEA is here to help, and we're happy to meet with you to guide you through the startup process. This includes reviewing your business plan, evaluating your cash flow forecast, discussing your marketing plans, and getting you ready if you plan to seek financing. You also have the opportunity to meet with a lawyer, an accountant, or a digital marketing expert for specific support. So thank you, everyone. I am hoping you are now more prepared to start your new business. Congratulations. This is a great first step. You're taking the time to find out what you need to do. A lot of people don't do that, and starting a business is risky. So as a reminder, our new location is in Square One. We are right above the food district and beside the rec room. Please feel free to drop by and visit. Also, if you would like a free consultation, please contact us at idea@mississauga.ca. As mentioned, don't forget to sign up for our e-newsletter because you'll find information on upcoming programs, events, and workshops. I would now like to ask Nicole